It's 6:30 Cameroon time. You're welcome to Prime News on My Media Prime. This is the Tuesday edition of Prime News. Thanks for choosing My Media Prime. We're live from Fengudrombange in Douala. My name is Gienda Belgian Blanche King. Stand Up of Cameroon says the destiny of Cameroon cannot be determined by an individual or a political party, but by all Cameroonians, irrespective of their religious or socio-political affiliations. Edith Kawala, National Coordinator, was speaking earlier today during a press conference. Details in the following report with Lasha Kinsley.
It's also necessary to remember that the conflict in these regions is a direct result of the extremely poor governance our country has known over the past 38 years.
The recent tensed socio-political climate in the country has not left Stand Up for Cameroon indifferent. The coalition of civil society organizations and political parties led by Edith Kawala has said the destiny of Cameroon this moment will not be determined by individual political parties or actors, but by the words and deeds of each and every one as Cameroonians.
This moment will not be determined by individual political parties or actors. This moment will be determined by the words and deeds of each of us as Cameroonians. It is important to remember that in the past 10 days in our country, over a dozen lives have been lost in the extreme north, the northwest, and the southwest regions.
Kawala-led organization accuses the government of Cameroon of acting illegally, brutally, and in violation of fundamental human rights as guaranteed by the Constitution of the Republic of Cameroon.
Today, hundreds of Cameroonians who marched without any hint of violence are under arrest. Dozens were injured by the repression and brutality of the state of Cameroon. The president of the CRM and other political leaders are currently under house arrest or in detention. The government of Cameroon is once again acting illegally, brutally, and in violation of the fundamental human rights guaranteed by our Constitution.
Kawala calls on all Cameroonians of different shades of opinions, political and religious affiliations to come together and initiate the political transition that will put an end to their sufferings.
We, the people, regardless of ethnicity, must come together to put an end to this oppression and to build an equitable society. No one group is more victim than the other. Each corner of Cameroon has a tale of repression and marginalization to tell. At Stand Up for Cameroon, we ask you to put an end to all language and actions that divide and confuse us. This only serves to maintain the BR regime in power. Across this country, let us come together as an oppressed people to initiate political transition that will put an end to our common oppression.
The release of all arrested before, during, and after the September 22 protest, as well as the CRM leader and his cohorts put under house arrest by the government of Cameroon, also preoccupies the movement. According to Stand Up for Cameroon, the movement did not take part in the protest on September 22, 2020 because discussions to develop common objectives, a common strategy and a plan of action had begun but had not yet been concluded to enable them take part in the protest.
According to lawyers of Professor Maurice, the leader of MRC political party, has been accused of insurrection. Professor Maurice has equally confirmed since late September 21, 2020. He has been under house arrest, heavily guarded and monitored by forces of law and order. No one gets direct entry into his residence. Details in the following report.
1 week since the September 22, 2020 anti-government protest called by the leader of Cameroon Renaissance movement, Professor Maurice Cametto says he has been placed under house arrest. Dozens of police and gendarmes patrol around his residence day and night.
Voici une semaine, c'est-à-dire depuis la nuit du dimanche 20 au lundi 21, que ma maison est encerclée. Ma concession est sous le contrôle total des forces.
According to one of his lawyers, Professor Maurice Cametto is accused of masterminding efforts to oust the regime through the planned protest on September 22, 2020. Accusations which to him are not factual, as Maurice Cametto has only and always given his own quota to ensure national peace.
Des échanges que nous avons eus avec le DGSN et le CET, les autorités nous ont affirmé qu'il était interdit de sortir de chez lui, c'est-à-dire qu'il n'était pas libre de ses mouvements, il ne pouvait pas sortir de chez lui et s'évacuer à ses occupations comme tout citoyen de la République. Et que le motif de cette prise de décision gouvernementale était, selon eux, que le professeur Maurice Cametto est porteur d'un projet d'insurrection.
Maurice Cametto equally confirms his stance, which has always been the peace option.
Chacun sait que je suis, parmi les dirigeants politiques de la scène camerounaise, celui qui a toujours proclamé son option permanente pour le changement dans la paix et par les urnes.
So far, only lawyers have been allowed to meet with Professor Maurice Cametto after due authorization from authorities.
A student from the Faculty of Engineering and Technology in the University of Boya has been appreciated by the university community for his innovative ideas in the fabrication of an e-waste 3D printer. This was during a recent event presided over by the Vice-Chancellor of the University of Boya, Professor Ngomohoraz Manga. Details with Crise in the following report.
There is the e-waste 3D printer with a capacity to print kitchen utensils such as cups as well as parts of a camera, among others. It was manually fabricated from waste products by Nevis Tometia, a student from the Faculty of Engineering and Technology in the University of Boya. He is the winner of the Presidential Award of the Best Innovative ICT Project for the year 2020, organized by the Ministry of Post and Telecommunication, P&T.
I use electronic waste like all photocopiers, all printers to make something out of that. So I got parts from that, coupled with a plywood that I formed the printer with, and I was able to make a printer. This printer is not like any other printer that you have in offices in school. This printer, instead of writing or printing on a sheet of paper, this one now prints 3D models on a sheet of paper. For example, you can print a cup using a 3D printer. You can print any, like the body of your camera.
Gathered at the Ndoroti Njoma Amphitheater, the university community and the Faculty of Engineering and Technology, FET, family members have converged to honor this ICT national hero. While expressing satisfaction, the Dean of FET discloses the academic impact the faculty has had on its students.
Most of the core courses have corresponding practical courses that are laboratory based. So students spend over 40% of their time in the laboratories. That is why our graduates are very proficient.
Presided at by Professor Ngomohoraz Manga, Vice-Chancellor of this prestigious university, he hailed the FET for projecting the good quality education given to students by the institution, adding that students should always be confident in their skills by unleashing their creativity whenever the opportunity presents itself.
And there's no eloquent testimony to that.
that the award of this prize to our students. We take pride in that. We are creating the atmosphere to produce more laureates. And I want to seize this opportunity to congratulate BrigadeAntiSardinard for that effort.
As a national hero, Nevin Zometia also backs home a sum of 15 million francs CFA. Created in 2010 and with a mission to empower students with practical proficiency, Nevin's success comes to add to the over 32 awards won by the Faculty of Engineering and Technology of the University of Boya.
Over 40 learners have completed a 4-month holidays computer training offered by King Black Welfare Foundation to occupy and empower them with necessary skills, especially as the country is battling with the health and socio-political crisis. Our correspondent from Limbe tells us more in the following report.
The outbreak of coronavirus in the world and later in Cameroon led to the closing down of schools to curb the spread of the virus. As a result of the pandemic, several school children became idle as some became involved in juvenile and criminal activities even before schools were reopened. Cognizant of the fact that an idle man is the devil's workshop, King Black Memorial Welfare Foundation decided to engage these children into ICT training to occupy and empower them with the necessary skills during this period of the COVID-19 pandemic, while respecting all the measures put in place by the World Health Organization and the government of Cameroon. King Black Welfare Foundation was able to empower over 40 trainees with the necessary ICT skills for a period of 4 months. The trainees were trained on Microsoft Windows, Microsoft Word Essential, Microsoft PowerPoint Essential, Microsoft Excel Essential, and Internet Basics. Addressing trainees during the closing ceremony of the holiday computer training, the CEO and founder of King Black Welfare Foundation, Mr. Nungan Clement Devaria, said the objectives of the holiday ICT training was to empower them with the necessary ICT skills needed for their personal and societal development in an era of digital technology. He went further to brandish a personal spreadsheet document designed by the trainees as an eloquent testimony to the quality of training acquired by the trainees during the 4 months holiday classes.
Most of them came here without any knowledge in computer, but they are going back today well empowered and endowed with skills. And I bet you when they go back to school, they are going to attest to the fact that they have had something different from, them, in the course of these holidays.
The ceremony took place under the watchful presence of Honorable Etombi Gladys Ikombe, parliamentarian for Fako East constituency, a veritable partner of the foundation. She graced the end-of-course training with didactic materials in school bags, exercise books, and pens to support the children go back to school come October 4th. The world today has become a global village just with one click on your smartphone and computer. It is imperative for us to learn to make good use of the new technologies which provides us with new ways of connecting, informing, and engaging people around the world.
On the occasion of a pastoral tour of the East region, the regional bishop of the Evangelical Lutheran Church of Cameroon has installed the new district head for Manju. The new shepherd for Manju district was installed in a highly religious ceremony. Jean Didier completes the story in the French language.
Et en janvier 2019 et comptant 9 congrégations, le district de Manju de l'église évangélique luthérienne du Cameroun, qui accueille son tout nouveau directeur, en la personne du révérend Kelly Samuel, était en fait ce jour. La cérémonie d'installation, couplée au culte solennel dit par l'évêque régional, le révérend Guiapi Lojan, qui s'est inspiré de l'épître de 2 Corinthiens 5, 17, qui appelle les chrétiens à rechercher de nouvelles brebis. Il aura comme difficulté le manque des bergers, car le district compte en ce jour 3 pasteurs, un évangéliste, un catéchiste diplômé et un volontaire pour 9 congrégations.
Au départ, le district de Marco était la paroisse rattachée au district de Bertois. Et c'est à partir du mois de janvier qu'il y a eu des compléments. Et je crois que c'est un district nouvellement créé. Et les chrétiens ont cette lourde responsabilité de soutenir vraiment les clergés. Ils travaillent la main dans la main dans une étroite collaboration pour que ce district puisse émerger pour être au niveau comme les autres districts dans la région sud-est.
Le district de Manjou, récemment séparé du district de Bertois, compte un peu plus de 850 fidèles. C'est son tout premier directeur en fonction. L'homme a le profil de l'emploi. Titulaire d'une licence en théologie, obtenue au centre liturgique de Ngaoundéré, il est ordonné pasteur le 10 juin 2015, marié et père de 6 enfants. C'est cet homme de 40 ans qui aura la lourde mission de ramener de nouvelles brebis.
C'est une occasion claire, attendre pour nous de lever les standards des disciples. Ce jeune disciple n'a que 8 mois d'âge. Et nous tenons que le Seigneur nous aidera pour tenir à nous ces disciples. Et nous voulons profiter de la même occasion pour rendre grâce à Dieu, lui qui nous a appelés à cet humble service. Et rendre grâce à toute la communauté qui s'est alliée derrière nous. C'est vrai, c'est un disciple qui vient de naître. Il y a beaucoup de choses à faire, beaucoup de défis à relever, des constructions en vue. Mais cela ne dépend pas de nous parce que ce n'est pas nous, mais c'est le maître de ces disciples qui est le Seigneur Jésus lui-même qui nous dotera des moyens disponibles pour aller à bout. Nous pensons qu'avec lui, voilà, ça ira.
Après l'imposition des mains qui marque l'ordination du pasteur en chef par l'évêque régional, les embrassades et congratulations des membres de famille et du clergé marqueraient la fin de cette cérémonie.
4 years since reconstruction works were launched at the Bamenda Municipal Stadium, the sports infrastructure, which was supposed to have been completed, seems abandoned. In the following report, sportsman Fabrice Kendinga says the stadium is a habitat for animals. His report.
This is the present state of the abandoned Bamenda Municipal Stadium. On April 20, 2016, joy swept across the city when news of reconstruction works been launched by then Fcfa President Tombi Aroko Sidiki in the company of Northwest Governor Adolphe Lele L'Afrique was announced. This news will inspire hope and the dawn of a new era for sport in the region. The details at the time revealed that the facility features 2,500 covered seats, the latest generation of synthetic turf that allows for better evaluation of water, team dressing and press rooms, TV studio, VIP chamber, officials room, restaurant, Olympic running tracks, as well as provision to handle at least 7 sports disciplines. Rehabilitation works, which was supposed to last for 6 months, was estimated at some 780 million francs CFA. But 4 years on, the pride of the region, the Bamenda Municipal Stadium, which used to be third in gate takings after the Amadou Aidjo Stadium in Yaoundé and the Douala Omnisport Stadium, is a shadow of itself. It is now a habitat of animals, and no one cares. The current situation of the Bamenda Municipal Stadium raises a lot of questions to ask who is responsible. Is it Fcfa, the city council, or the government of Cameroon? So many questions with answers blowing in the wind. How does one explain the fact that Bamenda can boast of 4 top-flight teams but no modern infrastructure to host games, leaving all teams to manage the young sports arena located at My Sixth Square, which is in the outskirts of Bamenda, making it difficult for fans to tune in on match days. Whatsoever be the case, the population of Bamenda in particular and Northwest in general are anxiously waiting for someone somewhere to act fast as possible so that they can also enjoy the beautiful game on the green turf, just like their peers of other regions. The time to act is now.
And that's it for Prime News. Thanks for being a part. Join us tomorrow at 6:30 Cameroon time for another edition of Prime News on My Media Prime. The news was produced by Ewane Eli Nolinga, coordinated by Lasha Kingsley. My name is Genda Peojin Blanche King. Until we meet again tomorrow, stay tuned to My Media Prime. Kum Leonard will be here any moment from now with his crack team of panelists to talk about issues in and around the world. Enjoy. Good night.